Hey guys, I'm really excited to be back with you, and this video I'm excited about as well, because we're going to talk about the 3 secrets to building true wealth long term. So let's get started. The first secret to building true wealth long term is taking advantage of compounding interest. Now, for those of you that don't know what compounding interest is, essentially you deposit money into an interest-bearing account. So let's say you deposit $1,000 into an account that pays you interest every month. That's usually what a high yield savings account does. It pays you monthly interest. So that's compounding every month. So let's say you put $1,000 in. You get paid interest on that $1,000. What happens is the next month, you're not getting paid interest on just your $1,000. You're getting paid interest on that initial $1,000 deposit plus the prior month's interest that you were paid. So you're getting paid interest on a bigger balance than your initial deposit was. And this actually happens month after month after month. Or if you're getting paid interest by the year, it's yearly, it's growing, so annually. So it depends on how often your interest is compounding, but compounding interest is basically a snowball effect. So it snowballs over time, your balance grows over time because interest is being paid on interest and then so on and so forth. So that's just a brief, quick overview of what compound interest is. And I think Albert Einstein said this brilliantly. This is a pretty famous quote. It gets tossed around a lot, and it's worth reading. So compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. Now, let me tell you what he means by that. Basically, what he's saying is if you are building wealth and you are getting paid compound interest, if you understand it and you try to earn it, you are going to grow wealth over time. But if you do not, you can be on the other side. Compounding interest can work against you when you're in debt. So what's happening is that credit card that you have a balance on, that interest that you're paying on that credit card every single month, it's growing if you're not paying it down significantly enough for that interest to shrink. So interest on your credit card is compounding against you, which is why paying down high interest debt is so important. So here's an example of what compounding interest can do. So let's just say you did a $10,000 deposit into a compounding interest account. Let's say it's a high yield savings account. Now, what happens is over time, since your interest is being paid on your initial principal or your initial balance, and then that balance keeps growing each period, you are growing your balance over time. So let's say you started out with $10,000. Well, in this case, in 10 years, you would have over $16,000. So that's by doing nothing. That's just by letting it compound, letting it sit there. So this can be a very powerful tool. And this example is using 5% as the interest rate. That's just an example to kind of prove the point here. But essentially, this is a very powerful tool for true wealth building over time. The longer you let it sit, the better. Which is why it's important when you're looking into building wealth for the long run, you want to start as young as possible. I know if you're in your 20s, it might seem like, why do I need to think about retirement? Even if you're in your 30s, it can be hard to even think about retirement. But the earlier you start this, it's so much more powerful than if you start in your 40s. If you're in your 40s, please, by all means, start building wealth. You go. But if you're young, do not put this to the wayside if you want true wealth going forward. So the second secret to building true wealth is to not avoid investing. Investing in the stock market has been the top wealth generator for a very, very long time. Historically, stock market returns have averaged 10% a year before inflation. And this graph to the right is actually a true depiction of how the market has performed over time. And you can see that there are some years where it performs very well and a few years where it doesn't. So a lot of people have been afraid to invest in the stock market after the financial crisis of 2008. And that's rightfully so, because it was a scary time. But not only has the market recovered the losses from 2008, but we've recovered even stronger, and we've been in the longest, strongest bull run in history. So people that were afraid to invest lost out on that huge opportunity of building wealth until something drastically changes. The stock market has, and we assume it will continue to be, one of the best wealth generators that we can have and utilize. So the third secret to building true wealth is to be patient and think long term. It's actually a lot easier said than done. And this is the problem. A lot of people don't have patience to sit through the natural market busts and booms, which happen and have been happening for a very long time. Yes, we may see another recession in our lifetime. We may see an economic slowdown. However, these panics and sell-offs actually bring opportunities to us to invest our money at even lower rates, even lower prices. So basically, no matter if the market is going up or down, there's opportunity on either side. Who doesn't love a good sale? So think about the end goal here. Stay patient. Let the money do its work. Building true wealth is a combination of patience, consistency, and time. So to recap on the 3 ways of building true wealth. The first way is to take advantage of compounding interest. And you can actually take advantage of compounding interest investing in stocks too, because if you're paid dividends, you can reinvest those dividends and grow those balances. The second secret of building true wealth is don't avoid investing. The stock market can be a scary place. However, if you have a long time horizon, you have more time to let it work for you. And 3, think about it long term. You have to be patient and you have to think, I'm going to be buying the market at all kinds of different prices because I have 30 years until I retire. Plenty of time to let the market just do its thing and work itself out. Over time, the market historically has performed very well for people and built a lot of wealth for people. So why are you to be any different? So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to like the video and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Tell your friends. Let's get this thing growing so that we can help other people build true wealth and get their finances in order. I'll see you in the next video.